Hello. It's me again, Constanza, somatic coach and nervous system expert. And today I have a little share around the topic of anger. So, anger is one of those emotions that we tend to feel either very, very excessively, these people who just like burst, or choleric people, or some people, they kind of suppress it a bit, but it sneaks out and comes through as passive aggression. Or I'm pretty sure you've met people, and maybe you're one of those yourself. Oh no, I'm not angry. I'm never angry. Perhaps you're the one that tends to cry more easily. And speaking as a woman, from a woman's perspective, I've definitely witnessed in my own journey and in the work that I do with women that so many women are pretty connected to grief, to their tears, but have difficulty expressing healthy anger. And you might be wondering now, what is healthy anger? So, a very destructive way of expressing anger is to just shout, snap at other people, lash out on other people, in the worst case, throw objects or whatever. Or another toxic way is just being like very passive aggressive, snappy. Nothing. It's okay, That's a very, very toxic expression of anger. But let's be honest, no one ever taught us how to be with anger in a healthy way. And when I look at a lot of women and their relationships to their fathers, especially if they didn't have a good relationship to their father, and perhaps have been abandoned at an early age, that there is, underneath all that grief, actually a lot of anger, because we as women feel so betrayed by the masculine. Like, where is he, my protector? And this is often then projected onto the men that we are with today, the men that we are dating, the men that we are in relationships with. So working with your anger in a healthy way and allowing yourself to tap into that powerful force can free up so much compressed and stuck life force energy that you're missing currently in your life. And I'm sure you've seen these videos on Instagram where people just bash pillows and scream like crazy. Yes and no. I've gone to retreats like that, and it's often very, very overpowering for your nervous system, because your nervous system doesn't have the capacity to suddenly be with so much anger. So I would like to show you today just a little snippet of a more nervous system friendly alternative to tap into that frequency of anger. And I will use a pillow as well at a later stage. So in case you want to follow along, grab yourself a pillow and then just come into a seated position. Close your eyes. Take a big deep inhale and exhale. And then just give yourself a moment to check in and notice, sense, or feel what's your relationship to anger. Do you allow yourself to express anger? Or do you judge yourself for it? Many women suffer from the good girl syndrome, wanting to be the pretty one, the one that doesn't scream, that's never angry, which leads to suppression of life force. So right here and right now, I want to encourage you to think of a situation, if there's currently nothing that's making you angry, even though just looking at world politics, I feel there are so many things that we can be angry about. But maybe you want to pick something, please not too traumatic, but something minor. You feel like, oh yeah, this was the last time I was angry, or I'm currently angry about it, but I didn't really allow myself to feel it. And we can bring that into the practice. And then just imagine in your womb space, you have a little flame. In your womb space, you have a little flame, and you allow yourself to breathe right into that little flame. If you're familiar with your cervix, it can be at the location of your cervix. Breathing into your cervix, allowing yourself to expand on your inhale and on your exhale, just imagining how you're kind of intensifying that energy, that contraction. And allowing yourself to breathe in the frequency of anger. And expanding the feeling of anger with every single breath. So instead of pushing it away, trying to suppress it, allowing it to be there. I always like to imagine that suddenly from this little flame, suddenly there is a bonfire in my pelvic region. You can even increase the intensity of the fire by really like breathing into it, allowing it to expand, making sound. Inflating your belly. And tapping into that frequency of anger that we're so good at suppressing. And with every inhale, the frequency of anger increases. You're opening up that space, that non-judgmental space. And at some point, if you can really feel, okay, wow, yeah, there's now life force activated in my body and I'm actually angry. And to even just say that, I am angry. And I'm allowed to be angry. I am angry. And if you have a pillow around, instead of just punching the pillow, just starting to squeeze the pillow. Squeezing the pillow, crushing the pillow. And really allowing that anger to move through your body. And this can sometimes be really, really intense, especially if you've never allowed yourself to feel anger. And that there's so much anger suppressed in your body, stuck in your cells, perhaps causing some of your autoimmune disorders, your migraines, or whatever. Just giving yourself the permission to feel that anger running through your body. So breathe into it, allow yourself to make sound, and allow yourself the expression by massaging or just crushing, kneading, whatever the word in English is, kneading the pillow. And since this is just a very short demo here, you can, of course, go on with this for a little bit longer. This is just a very short exercise to give you a glimpse of how healthy anger work can look like. First of all, giving yourself the permission to feel anger, to allowing yourself to voice it, that there is anger, and allowing yourself to express it. And keep your body moving. There might be quite an intense rush of energy through your body right now. Maybe you just want to undulate your spine. And to close the practice, bring your arms over your head And imagine that energy field that you've just created around yourself. You're just stroking along your aura and bringing that energy back. So you're not expelling your life force energy, which would happen if we act in a toxic way, but we are actually bringing that energy back. So from a contracted, suppressed state, we allow life force showing up as anger to flow through our body. And very gently coming back into the room. And if you're new to these kind of practices, I get it. It can sometimes feel a bit strange and awkward. That's okay. But if you continue to do these practices, it's amazing what can shift in your life. To work with the body, the breath, and sound and intention, you can be the alchemist of your life. You can turn all these suppressed emotions that tend to create dis-ease in your body back into pleasure and joy and flowing life force. So you feel alive again and you shift out of a survival state into your best ever life, thriving in all areas. So I'm very curious to hear how you're feeling after the practice. I feel very alive right now. And yeah, please leave a comment below or reply if you see this in your mail. And yeah, always happy to hear from you.